Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oke, my name is Irfan Ramdani. In this opportunity, I want to talk about the history of counseling. Okay, the history of counseling is the beginning of guidance and counseling. This guidance and counseling was born in 1908 in America with the founding of the Vocational Bureau in 1908 by Frank Parson. So, Frank Person is also known as the father of the guidance movement in American education. So, Frank emphasized that it helped from others to better understand their own shortcoming and weakness, so that they can be used for a better self-development process and determine a suitable job for him. So, the term tutoring was first known in the 19th to early 20th centuries in Boston. In Chile, this term was known as the establishment of a bureau in the field of profession and employment. The aim is to assist youth in choosing careers or jobs according to their skill, and also to train teachers to provide guidance service in school. And also around the same times, Jess V. Davis also began providing counseling service in high school in 1898. So, in 1907, he tried to incorporate a mentorship program into the enrollment of high school students in Detroit. So, Eli Weaver in 1905 founded the Student Aid Committee of High School in New York. And in developing his commit, he came to a conclusion. So his conclusion is that students need advice and counseling before they enter the world of work. So after that, in the 1920, school counselors in Boston and New York were expected to be able to assist students in choosing the right job according to their individual skills. So during that time, in the 1920 certification for school counselors began to be applied. So in its development, at first counseling guidance was known as guidance for work or careers. But in further development, it's penetrated to the field of education or education guidance, which was pioneered by Jess B. Davis. Where this guidance is known as the guidance in terms of personality or personal guidance. Guidance counseling is also developing in other fields. So, what guidance on social scans, culture, citizenship, religion, and so on. What factor behind the development of counseling guidance? So the effort of professional counseling guidance were originally born in the United States and developed in the 20th century. Many factors have led to the development of counseling guidance to date and have entered various disciplines of educational institutions such as a school. The following are the factors that pioneered the development of counseling guidance, namely, The government's attention to immigrant residents who come to the United States in Europa, where they need decent work from there. The government vocational service varies were permit and through counseling. They directed the talents and interests of the community so that uh, the work carried out was in accordance with their skill and hobbies. So, what uh, the Christian view that the world is the battleground between the force of good and evil. So, on this basis, educational institutions obligate themselves to provide lessons related to good morals, to save their student good behavior, and how to avoid bad behavior. The influence of mental discipline, which was originally developed from human treatment to people with mental disorders and being the hospital. Then, this discipline provides an anticipatory or movement against people at risk of mental disorders in society. They assume that mental disorders can be prevented early on by providing support, talk, guidance, and counseling. What So, the physiological examination movement is increasingly developing its wing in making instrument to test a person's personality and and also as a test employee selection in various companies. The federal government appoints several counselors to provide career guidance, uh, career education, and juvenile delinquency prevention, drug prevention, and so on. The effect of non-directive disease of therapy are client-centered before it therapy. Therapy focused on clients deployed by Carl Rogers. Carl replaced the paternalistic authoritarian approach with an approach to the individual potential of his clients. Contribution to development and education experts state that education is in process of human formation or human investment. According to this opinion, maybe educational development is a process of the developing human resource, which is in effort to develop human being to improve their quality of life, to achieve optimal goals related to the development of human resource in the school system. It is necessary to have a service program for the development of individuals or students optimally. So, what this is where guidance and counseling service play an important role in the school system. So, comprehensive guidance and counseling is given to students so that students are able to understand themselves more deeply and depth to the learning process so that good interest, talents, potential, and other values are explored while also understanding changing environmental conditions such as the world of work that is changing they will enter, as well as preparation and planning for the future. Okay, so the development of an increasingly sophisticated era has an impact on increasing human knowledge. With the guidance and counseling, it is necessary to review the aspect behind the guidance and counseling, namely, for once, what the what cultural aspect. The development of a sophisticated era in the field of human life can be started from his function as manifestation to have humans develop and solve various kind of problem to modernization. Educational institutions should also have individuals and groups to develop. For the second educational aspect, this education provides good and ideal activities and include three aspects, yes, three. Namely, curricular teaching, leadership, and student development to avoid learning difficulties. Guidance is given to student to determine student success in the learning process and help overcome their difficulties so that that student are able to learn as much as possible towards and the success that has been aspired to. So next, physiology aspect. Students are required to be able to adjust to the school environment, which mean that there is no tendency to ignore school activities, not to make noise, not to be alone, to respect school problem. A student who is not able to become student role. Then it's serious handling related to the delinquency. This requires special handling in the form of guidance and counseling from the teacher. So that's so good. So that's this correct special handling in the teacher, so that students are able to recognize what they should do and what they should not. By better recording the student and the purpose of the delinquency commit, the process of character formation or behavior change can be carried out better. So the next environmental aspect. The environmental aspect, these students are very likely to commit delinquency that is not monitored or outside of school, yes? So special guidance is needed to equip students how to behave well until they return to their respective home. So next, today the purpose of the guidance and counseling program in the school system is to provide service that support the achievement of national goals. Guidance and counseling program are actively able to develop national through the seeds of young people who continue the develop for the country. Guidance and counseling help find the good potential in students to be developed according to their ideals. The function of this guidance and counseling program is more of development than a corrective one. A student can develop assessed from the extent to which he's able to know himself and his important future prospect. The ideals and roles in society as well as motivation or intuition to achieve his life goals. The purpose the purpose of guidance and counseling is to develop to the individual's ability to the understanding himself of his interest, talents, ability, weakness, and other careers. Understanding the environment or available opportunity that support career education and work. So, choose alternative careers and job as well. Condition that hinder progress. Take action to accelerate ideal in reaching the future. Okay, maybe that's from me. Maybe okay. Thank you, baby. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.